Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy, Mr. Francis Fernandez.
I got so caught up in our conversation, I forgot to tweet out about this thing.
That's okay.
I'm going to tweet out about it now, but hey, Josh, how's it going, man?
Hey, it's a part of the show where we pretend we haven't been talking for 45 minutes.
Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know that we have an entire conversation for the... Actually, everyone knows. I think we've talked about it enough that people are aware that we have a nice little conversation before the show starts.
Yeah, it's like we've been having a conversation for like 2 weeks. Because we weren't here last week.
No. But you have a schedule. You have a very hectic schedule.
And it would have probably been okay, but you know, it's been a long time since I've had to be someplace at 6 a.m. And yeah, I needed all the sleep I can get.
No, I'm with you, man. Like sleep sleep just gets harder as you get older. Not that we're that old, but you know.
I mean, it's just I'm a night owl, so it's just tough forcing myself to go to bed at a normal person's hour to make sure I get enough sleep to get up in the morning and take a shower and get drive someplace.
Oh yeah.
When I work till 9 or 10 the night before, it was, or 7, 8, whatever it was like 8:30, I think it was. I'm just like, no, I'm not coming home trying to figure out all that and, put on this character for an hour and then try to wind down after that and go to sleep. Nah. No. But, we're here this week.
Yeah, we are. And stuff happened. So, like...
Stuff did happen.
To talk about things to discuss. Of course, you didn't mention, because nobody cares, but the last time there was a debate, you mentioned it. There's a debate tonight.
Oh, is there?
Vice President debate.
Because who cares about the vice? What does the vice president actually do?
Nothing.
Besides stand in that hall in a higher chair than everybody else and have a gavel. What's that? The Congress room or something? What the fuck? I don't know shit about anything.
In the House.
The House of Representatives. That's right. I know the vice president sits there, and what's their role in that
Their
in
role
that room?
Is to be president after the current president is done.
Right.
The vice president takes over.
Yeah, if like they get Kennedy'd or whatever.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh my God. I just realized what you said. Because there's a Kennedy that was recently, because there's a Kennedy right now that's running for president.
Oh.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. Yeah.
How many are there? What's up, Push?
Hey man, how's it going, Push? There's millions of them. The Kennedys are everywhere. The Kennedys are like a virus. They just pop up everywhere. Pop up. They're like mushrooms. They just pop up everywhere. Or if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're Kennedy mushrooms.
I think at least a few of the Kennedys, I bet you enjoyed mushrooms.
I want to see. I'm looking this up because I kind of want to know. There's like celebrities who are Kennedys too. There's like freaking celebrities who are like related to the family. That I'm sure there are, at least. Maybe there aren't, but I'm sure there are. Anyway, go on.
The dead Kennedys. Kennedy from MTV. I kind of remember her, I think.
Yeah.
Like long curly hair and big goofy glasses or something. Tom Kennedy. Who's Tom Kennedy? I mean, a show host, but what show? Tom Kennedy. Is it like the old dating game host? Was that? No, that's Chuck Woolery. Model.
Oh, that's right. Schwarzenegger was married to a Schreiber, Kennedy, right?
Wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
Shriver.
Shriver, but somehow Shriver is not
Yeah.
really her name, or it is, but somehow
No, it is her
Shriver.
name, but her parents were like, I think her mom was a Kennedy or something,
Mm.
and then she didn't get the Kennedy name. But yeah,
Hmm.
I forgot. I mean, Schwarzenegger's kids are technically Kennedys. Oh man.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Well, even that
anyway,
one that they didn't
sorry.
know about.
I want to know what that kid looks like because when the kid popped out of the nanny of the maid, it looked just like him.
Hmm.
Like it was uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see what it looks like now. Maybe it looks I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah. There you go.
Well,
But
so,
that's it. What else
okay.
is new? What's going on?
Man, just lots of work. But last weekend, a planned getaway up to the mountains. My lady and I, we went up and we were leafers for the weekend. Looked at
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. It's what they called them in Family Guy in one episode. Where a bunch of people from, I think it was like New Jersey, showed up to wherever the Family Guy family is, and to come look at the fall colors of the trees changing colors. But yeah, we went up to the mountains to a little town called Dillon to go see an EDM DJ play a couple shows Friday and Saturday, but also just to escape work and the stress of life and sit in a hot tub most of the time and sleep in, which I don't do ever. Even when on my days off, I'm up at the crack of dawn. But there's something about cuddling that's really nice. Makes you not want to get out of bed.
There's something about cuddling that's really nice.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I agree. I agree.
Doesn't get to happen that
I agree.
often. We got separate lives, live in different houses, man.
Yeah.
So
No, I get you.
it's just nice. I mean, like I said, normally I'm out of bed at 6:37 in the morning. All weekend, I didn't get out of bed until we had to be someplace, basically.
Well, I'm glad you got to vacation for a little while. You actually got to appreciate the great outdoors.
Yeah. There was a hike that was kind of planned that didn't work out. Beauty spots that were kind of inaccessible at the time, but still awesome scenery. The concerts that we got to see were on a lake. The amphitheater's like on the lake, which the first night was awesome, beautiful, nice warm night. Second night, frozen cold, freezing rain. So that part sucked.
That's the problem with Colorado is the weather just changes on a dime. Like it's cold one day, it's super hot the next. Like there's nothing. Hey Ginger, yo, to you Ginger.
Yo.
What? Sure. But yeah, okay. It's also an excuse to Colorado is like menopausal women. I can't. I was going to say something, but I'm not because yes, you're right, Ginger. You say so. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of people in a lot of cities that will say, if you don't like the weather, wait X amount of minutes, and it'll change. I've heard people say this in other cities, but it does kind of apply in Colorado. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
No, here.
I believe it was.
If you don't like the weather.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't like the weather here, drive a few hours and you'll be in completely different weather.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
driving
true.
here versus waiting. Yeah,
That's true.
but you were saying.
I believe it was 1982, so the Wayback Machine.
Wow.
But on one day, it was abnormally warm for January or December. I don't recall which month it was, but I was pretty sure it was one of those two.
One of those months, yes, one of those months.
Abnormally warm, like 60, 70 degrees. Maybe a little warmer than that. The next day, there was 3 feet of snow on the ground.
You're like a mile into the air. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because it's technically a high desert.
Oh. I blame the experiments happening underneath the Denver airport.
Ah, yes, with all the Illuminati posters and artwork in there and all the weird.
God, you guys have.
I don't understand why they I mean, maybe they just realized it and just went with it. Like, yep.
It's like, well, okay, I guess we'll just say that these conspiracy theories are happening underneath our airport,
Mm-hmm.
and the demon horse is like the gateway to actual hell. So there you go.
I love that thing.
Good
That's
horse.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, it killed the guy that made it.
That's cursed.
Yeah.
What do you want from the horse? Cursed.
While the guy was welding it together, apparently it toppled over onto him.
Was that while? What was it? While the eyes were glowing and steam was escaping its maw, or when was it?
I wasn't paying much attention at that time in my life to artwork being created at the new airport.
I think Push is scoffing at your.
I think maybe it was more. I was a child. I don't remember. It was a major blizzard. Like the whole state basically was shut down.
It's only because Push knows what he experiences real blizzardy weather.
From where you seem to have some info. So where is this? Where are you from, Push?
We know where he's from.
I don't know where. No, huh?
We know who he is.
Oh, that's right, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Area. Yeah. I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, I mean, Memphis. So you were wrong.
It is who I think it is, but I think. Wait, am I wrong? Push, you told us who you were. Are you not who you are? Maybe they moved to. Memphis.
Maybe. I don't know, but
I've been to Memphis. I like Memphis.
I think I've been there as well. I believe I have.
I don't know. I didn't have a barbecue in Memphis, which I'm supposed to have, but yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a YouTube channel called Jolly, and it's these 2 Brits. They're young. I don't want to call them kids because they're probably in their late 20s or 30s, early 30s. Mm-hmm. But they go around and they just try different foods and whatnot, across Britain. And I believe right now is traveling across the United States and going to all the southern states that have barbecue, trying different barbecue in different states. And it's fun to watch. I hate watching people eat, but I love people watching new experiences of food, especially Brits and their bland ass food, and they come here and there's things called flavor.
Oh, there was a clip. I think it's these guys. There was a clip of these guys, two blonde gentlemen, who were British,
Mm-hmm.
and they were at a barbecue, and they were using a knife and fork.
It's those guys.
And it's like, yeah, no, you gotta use your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that dude was offended.
Now I'll have to use mine. Yeah, he was. They were ready to put.
That was one of the worst English accents I've ever heard in my life. It's like,
Oi.
It's like you're going for like a Cockney accent, like.
Yeah. It's not a good British accent. It's an accent.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Accent,
it's good it's good in that sense. It's good in those sense. But yeah, it's fun watching like I said, watching people eat foods they'd never heard of before, or what have you. There's people in a small tribe, and I believe it's Pakistan. Yeah,
Yeah.
that are given foods from all over the world, and they don't even know what that we gave them a taco, and they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
you know um
Yeah.
but it's fun. Like I said, I don't like really watching people eat, but people experiencing new stuff is exciting, especially if it's a food that you love, you consume all the time, like pizza or something, and it's someone's never had pizza before, and they take their first bite of pizza, and you just see their pupils just completely dilate, and
It's like an American trying out Scottish.
I don't think I've seen that channel yet.
No, I haven't either. I don't normally watch Americans trying food. I feel like Americans don't give the same kind of like wholesome reactions that like Europeans do. No offense to Americans. They're more like, oh yeah, I've had this before. Like they're more like, I know what this is, or
Oh,
I've
sure.
had this, or I've had better. Yeah.
Beef Wellington. Oh, this is just a really big corn dog.
Yeah. Oh, spotted dick. Sure.
You can get pills for that.
Like, I guess. Yeah. I gotta go to the chemist and get myself some.
Yes.
Yeah. Call them chemists. They call them pharmacy chemists.
Yeah. Well,
The chemist. It's weird.
I
Or
mean,
the alchemist.
never been. I couldn't. I have nothing to contribute. I couldn't even think of anything snarky to say.
Oh man, Ireland is amazing. Go to Ireland.
I'd like to.
I still think of that place.
I have parentals
Still think of it.
that live in Ireland.
Yeah.
That anytime I speak with them, they're like, "You should really come out here," and I tell them every single time, "Send a plane ticket."
It is expensive to fly out there. That's true.
Like,
But half the battle's over. You have a place to stay.
That is true. That is true. It'll be really fun
drive there.
to drive on the opposite side of the road and watch two people struggle with laminated maps instead of using GPS. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, I've nearly killed the people I was there to see several times because I decided to drive.
I mean, I would like to. I think it'd be fun because I know they have a manual, so it'd just be fun to pull gears as opposed to pushing gears.
And it's good.
If you understand what I'm saying, like when we do the H pattern, you're kind of pushing away, and then if you have the same H pattern, you're on the opposite side of the car, you're pulling those gears towards you, in a sense.
I wouldn't know because I drove an automatic while I was there. How much do you think it is for a week? I mean, this is 2000.
To rent a vehicle?
To rent a vehicle with manual transmission versus an automatic for a week.
In pounds or in dollars?
Just for the sake of argument, just say dollars. Just because there's no the conversion rate.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't know what it was anyway. $80 a day.
For which one?
The manual.
Okay, $80 a day for the manual. How much do you think per day it is for an automatic there?
Probably more, because that just would make sense, I guess, in my head. So maybe like 120.
Okay. I was there for 10 days. They offered me a manual transmission for the entire 10 days I was there. $100 for the full 10 days.
Okay, so I'm under. So that's good. That's good. I might win the showcase. What's the other one?
But for the automatic that I had to get because I don't know how to drive with a left-handed manual. If it was right-handed, maybe, but left-handed, I didn't trust myself. $600 for the 10 days.
So I went over. I went over on the. I went over on the second showcase.
So it was
No,
6 times as much.
I'm still under.
What? To drive.
That's crazy. I mean, I know it's.
Cost 600. Yeah, it costs.
Oh no, I went way over. Sorry. I don't know how to do math in my head. And you froze. Great. So who knows if anybody can even hear me now. But what a great face to be frozen on too, Francis. Great. The internet sucks here, and this is something that we just got to deal with on occasion. Who knows if this? Yeah, it's not even going out. So this is just audio. So the audio people, the stream died because the internet sucks here. And this is what I have to deal with. Hey, every day the stream's back. Well, that's good at least. Now we're just waiting for Francis to come back, and then we'll carry on with this complete travesty of a podcast that's happening right now. Anytime, gotta love it. I'm working with a 56K modem over here, so you gotta bear with me.
Yeah, you have to make sure no one picks up the line.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose the internet altogether.
Exactly. That's what happened. That's what happened, Francis. That's exactly what happened. Thank you. Someone picked up the phone line and they heard the noise and they slammed the phone down really fast and
on the internet.
I'm on the net. Well, let's get this ball rolling with actual content instead of just the fucking, the BS we've just been talking about for the last half hour. Well, the Dylan thing wasn't BS, but you went and saw Transformers 1, yes?
Oh, we're going to talk about... Yeah, I did.
I haven't yet seen it. I want to see it because I'm in need of a buddy cop movie that happens to star Transformers. That's what I heard. Anyway, it's kind of a...
Okay. Yes. It is. It's produced by Michael Bay. It's a Michael Bay production. So.
Oh, so do you actually know who the Transformers are, and can you make out which one is which when they battle?
Yes. You are going to be very happy with the lineup of Transformers when you see it, when you watch it. You think it's just those two and Bumblebee because he's in the trailer. Oh, and
because he has to be.
Yeah. Right. And whoever Scarlett Johansson is, her characters. I forget. She's not RC. That's why I'm like,
Alita.
I don't know who she is.
Alita 1.
Alita.
Yeah.
So Alita 1 is there, and Ryan Pax and D16. They're all there.
Mm-hmm.
You know those classic names.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's, unless you watch the G1 cartoon, you'd have no idea who Orion Pax is. I mean, maybe they explored Orion Pax in some of the other cartoons. I didn't really watch Armada and Energon and all those. But I think I mentioned it last time we were doing this. I mentioned Orion Pax, and I was like, I drew a blank on what Megatron's name was before it was Megatron, because he didn't have a name. He just had a number. He was D16 in the Diaclone, toy line.
It's weird because some characters have, like Bumblebee is B126, I think, or 125.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have designations, and then there's Alita, and there's Orion Pax, and then there's some other Transformers where like, oh, he has a name. Like they have names, and some of them have numbers. It's really weird.
That's weird.
But it's a breezy hour and 45. It's a very fun movie. I think the only thing I am in shock with is there is robot death in this, which really surprised me because I'm like, Transformers don't die. Like they're the GI Joes. It's like you just kind of get grazed and then you go on with life. But no, people get tore up in this cartoon. Um, and there's only there's a couple jokes in there. I don't know. People didn't laugh, and I think it's because the joke went over their heads.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
There's a scene, and I'll mention it just because
It's fine.
I want you to. Yeah, I'll mention it because they're just jokes. It's not a spoiler.
I'm a
I won't
stoner.
spoil it
I'm not going to remember shit that you say anyway.
So, Alita won when she's talking to Orion Pax. She insults him by saying, "You don't have the touch." Yes. For anyone who
I love
remembers
it.
the song.
I love
Yeah.
it. Isn't there a second line to it though as well? Because don't they reference both Stan Bush songs?
I might have missed the other one because it's there's I mean I didn't get every reference. There were
That's
probably
fine,
a few I didn't get. The other reference that I really enjoyed was they call another Alita got all the good lines, but she calls her pals when they're together. She calls Orion and D16 GoBots. She calls them GoBots for some reason.
That's funny. Probably, in all honesty, probably so Hasbro can keep the fucking IP.
Yeah. And then last reference I noticed is if you remember, there was a Key and Peele sketch where Key or Peele, I don't
That's
know
fine.
who's who. They play a substitute teacher and they have names for all the they misnamed like D Nice and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the names was Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
and Bumblebee has a robot pal named Atron. So there's the joke from that I thought was like no one got that. I found it funny. I chuckled. But yeah, there's good humor. There's good action. Steve Buscemi the voice of Steve Buscemi does come out of the mouth of Starscream. It's not edited in any way. It's not weirded out in any way. It is Steve Buscemi.
Is it no robotic filter? No nothing, huh? Interesting.
He just talks like Steve Buscemi.
Interesting.
Really
I mean, I'm
funny
not opposed to it. It's just like in my head every time you when you hear, to me anyway, you hear the name Starscream, you got to get a guy that's got a screechy, fairly high pitched,
Yeah. I don't know why they did that.
Steve Buscemi's awesome, so he can play any character he wants. That's fine, but
I wish it was kind of now. I kind of wish they went with like, oh God, why does his name skip? I lost his name. More cowbell.
Will Ferrell.
The
Oh,
other one.
Yeah, the guy that dances a lot.
Yes.
They got a comma named after him, Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
I'm like, I know if I say enough shit,
yeah.
it'll pop out.
It would have been fun if they used Christopher Walken's voice. If they're just going to use any actor's voice, if you're going to use an actor's voice, use one that's like, even though Steve Buscemi's voice is pretty distinct, but it's like, just something else. But I'm looking forward to. I'm not. I'll leave everything else out.
That's fine.
There's some surprises.
I think I'm gonna.
I want to hear your.
I believe I'm off on Thursday. Okay. I don't think there's a lot planned, so I might do be the first customer at the theater Thursday morning and have popcorn for breakfast. Mm-hmm. Popcorn and soda for breakfast because breakfast of champions, and watch the movie all by myself. Probably.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I'm sad that it's not doing better in theater.
It's all right. So I mean, in everything I'm about to say, take it with a fucking grain of salt. But there's a few Transformer groups, forums, whatever on the Facebooks. I don't know what they are. Groups. And there's a lot of people just bitching in there, and I I want to look up the people that are complaining and look at their profiles and figure out how old they are and be like, get the fuck over it. G1 happened 30, 40 years ago. Like, it's okay for things not to be G1, completely G1.
I mean, yeah, it's not like it's a one-for-one recreation of
Right.
like OG Transformers, but it does a really good job of kind of recreating the world and kind of giving a new lore to the universe that I thought was really good.
I mean, because they never, in the cartoon, never really explained. They kind of lightly explained, Megatron turning on Orion Pax, but he was already Megatron. Decepticons were already a thing.
Yeah.
So they never really explained that part of the lore again, in the G1 cartoon, because I didn't really watch anything past that because they're just weird. And I was older.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to future cartoons now. I hope they make sequels to this. Like, I want to see sequels to this movie.
I think those Netflix Transformers shows did fairly well. There was a little darker tone to them. I watched, I think, the majority of one of the series, and I can't remember which of the three it was. I think it was the first one. But I didn't have continued access to the Netflix.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm missing out on the Vince McMahon documentary that just dropped. It's a 6 hour, 6 episode documentary that was all filmed. All the interviews with Vince happened prior to all the lawsuits and all of that became public knowledge, or was not.
It's not
it didn't happen yet.
Is it a smear campaign?
No. I haven't. I may or may not have been able to obtain it or access to it.
Yeah.
So I want to watch it.
Nice.
Just they've already shown little previews of it and little clips of it on Twitter. And it's just captivating to me to hear him say something to the effect of, people want to hear the truth, but I don't really want to tell them, so I tell them something else. And I control the narrative that way, or something to that effect. And I'm just like, what? Like, I need to see the whole thing in context, what you're talking about. But it's supposed to go through his life from being a kid up into, taking over, purchasing WWE or F at the time from his father, and then taking over all the territories and going on. And then I don't know what happens after the first episode. I just kind of got a cliff note to the first episode.
So it's a family business. I didn't realize it was family business. That's interesting.
His father was I think initially it was called the WWWF, and then shortened to WWF, and it ran in the northwest part of the country, like Connecticut, New York, that whole region. And there were essentially imaginary lines between these different regions that different promoters or promotions had control of. And when Vince purchased the company from his father, Vince just started running WWF shows in all the other territories and picking, recruiting and cherry picking the best talent out of all the different territories, and then basically pushed all the other promoters out.
Way to monopolize the business there, Vince.
Yeah, basically. And then apparently there's a section in the documentary about when Ted Turner started WCW and, took all the stars from WWF to start WCW or to recreate WCW. And Vince got mad at Ted for doing the same thing Vince did to all the other promoters. So I don't know. I'm interested to see just, the insight into Vince's head, whether or not it's actually truth or not. I'm going to say, who knows, because it's wrestling and you have to take everything involved with wrestling with a grain of salt because you don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
But
we'll enjoy.
Yeah, I think there's something in my eye. I think it'll be a good little series to watch, and it's he participated in the whole thing. He was there for it. I think some things had to be coaxed out of him because you can hear the interviewer throughout the entire first episode trying to get Vince to talk. So that's a little different. You don't usually hear that.
No. Well, good luck to that guy.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I'm interested to see it, and I mean, 6 hours is that's a lot of Vince.
Yeah, but then you get to review it on the show when you
true.
finally get through all 6 episodes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, something else we can review, kind of, I guess. DirecTV yesterday, that's when the news came out anyway. DirecTV acquired Dish Network for $1. Not $1 million. Not 1,000. Just one singular dollar. It's pending regulatory something or other approval, I think is the word. Regulatory approval.
It is.
But I have little birdies everywhere and little birdies that are inside of Dish Network. Apparently there's already been teams recently created to help facilitate this merger.
Okay.
What I found interesting about it, though, not that, well, I mean, it is interesting that they're taking it over just because that's been a thing since the mid-90s. There's been talk of Direct taking over Dish or them merging together or one way taking over the other. And at one point or another, everybody in my family, minus my youngest sibling, has worked for Dish Network.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's a family business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
My parents were there right at the beginning. My brother and I were there not long after that. I worked there twice, as a matter of fact. First time I worked there, I did programming for the gigantic, what they called C-band satellite dishes that like your redneck grandparents have in their backyard. They're like, I got to turn the satellite. But so I did programming for that. You'd call in and say, I want HBO, and I charge you $15 a month or whatever it was. And then, my brother did some sort of accounting. I ended up doing some kind of accounting for them as well. Really not accounting, but just some accounting. Mostly just all the trash that every department didn't want to do, they sent to the department I worked in. So I got to touch a little bit of everything in the company. I was also on the team that, how with pretty much every TV company out there now has a bundle program with, say, a phone company or something else. I was on the team that helped make that shit happen for Dish Network. So I was proud to be a part of that. But it's just crazy that it was purchased. Now, the what I have been told from the insiders. And so, again, grab your salt shaker because it's all speculation until it's put out there, right? But from what I have, understood is that Direct is not obtaining any of their satellites or any of the internet spectrum that Dish Network has. They're also inheriting all of Dish Network's $10 million of debt. So what are they getting out of this? I have no idea. Besides subscribers.
Even Ginger points out, and their debt.
Yes. But yeah, I have no idea like what they're actually getting out of this besides bolstering their numbers, because like I said, they're not getting any of the internet spectrum. They're not getting any of their satellites. Yeah. If they were getting their satellites, then DirecTV can be like, hey, if you have a west, or I think DirecTV is a northwest facing satellite. I don't recall. I didn't work for them. Mm-hmm. But say they did get the satellites, they would have a wider band of people that could have their satellites, their dish, because they'd have more access to more satellites. But from what I understand, they're not getting any of them. I know Dish has been working on something called Internet of Everything in the past few years. I don't know what that exactly entails, but I know that's very important to them. They have a lot of 5G spectrum in those satellites that they want to use for something.
Yeah, no, Ginger's right. Both companies, she says, both companies have been hemorrhaging subscribers because everyone is on streaming, which is true. Nobody really wants to pay kind of the, $150, $200 per month for a bunch of cable channels when you can get, a couple of streaming channels for less than $100, less than $50, really. And you get more entertainment than you can know what to do with.
Shake a stick at.
I was gonna say that, but I'm like, nobody knows what that saying is anymore. Right. Shake a stick at.
What the fuck do you accomplish by shaking a stick at something?
Well, glad you. I don't know.
You would though have the fucking, the reason for the.
I would have looked it up. Yeah,
if it was look, we didn't plan this bit. No. But if we had,
I would have given you a definition for shaking the stick.
Because we've done that, folks. We've planned bits. You just didn't notice it.
Got to plan more bits.
Yeah, we do.
They're struggling. They need the subscribers. They need the viewers. You're right about the internet thing. I'm a little surprised because then they could be their own streaming service, right?
They are acquiring Sling, Dish Network's Sling TV, which is their streaming. Yeah. So, and I've never experienced DirecTV's streaming service, but I hear it's fucking trash.
Well,
look, man, the chances of us getting sponsored by DirecTV are slim to none. Okay, so. But hey, okay, I'll flip it. I'll flip it so it makes it sound better. But now that they have Sling TV, maybe it'll improve.
Maybe. People like Sling. Sling is very popular.
I have Sling. I if I wasn't a wrestling fan, I would not have
Sling.
I wouldn't have it at all. I would just be okay with whatever streaming services. But the only other way to watch wrestling is to steal it, and
Pirating is kind of slowly going away anyway. So like,
it is.
That's going to be
But I don't want to have to do that to watch a a couple hour wrestling show every week is to obtain it from the internet.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get you.
But with the subscription, you got movie channels and a few other things. So I mean it and the ESPN 8 when it happens.
The Ocho,
yes. I actually changed my subscription about a week before the Ocho happens every year, so I'd make sure I have all the ESPNs that they offer. And then as soon as it's over, I go back to whatever I had before.
And there you go. At least you're using it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not like, Discovery. There was a streaming service that got used like 6 times and finally killed that one off.
Well, it's part of Max now.
Now it's, yeah. And well, I realized that as well. I'm like, wait a second. I have Discovery that I'm paying for and I have Max. That's stupid.
They're double dipping.
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
I get twice.
Exactly. And I don't like to be double dipped unless I ask for it.
Sounds like something
I mean, you can take that however you want, my friend.
I'll try.
Yeah, you should. I'm looking at my list. Oh, yeah. We got one last thing here. I don't know if you noticed, Francis, but there's a whole bunch of people that died this weekend. They always talk about it goes in 3s. Well, I think they doubled it up this weekend. They went in 6s.
What was it? 2006? Was it 2016? Which was like the year of celebrity death? I think it was 2016 or 2006. That was like the year of celebrity death, and everyone was like, "Oh, look at all these celebrities who died." But yeah, a lot of celebrities, but they're kind of old, so I don't know.
Right.
There aren't any young celebrities in there, right? Like they're all kind of older.
Yeah. As I looked them up, real quickly, yeah, they were all older. I'm calling older. I mean, you can argue Chris Christopherson. He was older because he looked old in '95 in Blade.
Well, he's 80. He was 80 something when he passed, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have a list.
Not that old anymore.
I do have a list though of all the ones I saw that I noticed anyway, and I have a title that goes with them for everybody too. So, former Denver Nugget and other NBA player Dikembe Mutombo. It's crazy. With this one, he played here as a Nugget for 5 years in the early 90s, yet still talked about and loved. People always, did that thing. That shit still lives around here. But yeah, I didn't realize. I was flipping through the news this afternoon while I had a moment, and I saw that, and I mentioned it, and everybody around me was like, "Yeah, man, you didn't know? Like, sorry, don't keep up."
Yeah, it's it's not like it was brain cancer.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Former baseball player and possibly disgraced former baseball player. I'm not really sure where his stance was with the NFL. I don't know what his stance was with the NFL. He probably bet on them too, but MLB. Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know where his stance was. I know he possibly did some.
I don't know.
Some sort of betting against his own team or betting against something or for something. I don't know. What are you, a pitcher
probably
or something?
As a player, he's still. I don't follow enough MLB to know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Sadly,
I did see that the Rockies are 62-100, so they've lost 100 games this year. There's only 160 something games in a season, so like that.
Only.
Oh, okay. Yes. Only. Yeah. I don't understand why baseball and basketball have the longest damn seasons.
Because they're the two teams. Okay, so football has 16 teams, I want to say. Baseball has like 16 teams in a state. Like,
yeah, your state
has that many. Like, it's. Yeah, we have like.
But here's the thing about baseball. There's no baseball teams in between California and Colorado. Oh, wait, Arizona. Arizona is the only team in between Colorado and California.
Vegas is getting everything. Vegas is making a stadium for a baseball team. They're gonna get a baseball team.
Hmm.
I think they got the A's actually. I think they got the Oakland A's. I think the Oakland A's already moved to Las
The
Vegas.
Vegas A's?
So they got one of. I think so.
That's a horrible team name.
Yeah, because I saw that. I think it was like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was the last day they played in their stadium,
Hmm.
and yeah, they're moving to Las Vegas.
As the
So there you
Athletics.
go.
They're not becoming a new team. They're just moving.
No, they're just the A's. Yeah, they're just the Athletics.
A horrible name. Oakland Athletics makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense, but it rolls off the tongue. The Las Vegas Athletics.
Mm.
It doesn't work. The Las Vegas A's. That doesn't work. And let me guess, their
Yeah.
uniforms are going to be black now too, right?
To match the Knights and the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
To match the Knights and the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Well, the
because
Knights-
they have so
well,
much.
black
They have
maybe.
so
The
much.
Raiders
You
are
know.
black.
Well,
Yeah.
they got that. You know, that thing that I am horrible at. That I can't think of what the word is right now. Synergy.
Wow.
They'll have synergy across
Yeah.
their sports teams. I got the hiccups. But all right, let's go through the rest of the list here.
Yeah.
So Pete Rose, Taggart from Beverly Hills Cop, John Ashton. Now, I'm sure he did other stuff as well, but that's all I know him from.
I mean, do you need anything else? I mean, that's a pretty iconic role.
You are correct there. 3 of the 4 Beverly Hills movies. I don't think he was in the third one. I think it was just Judge Reinhold.
No.
He wasn't in the third one?
He was in Axel F.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the 4th one, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was in a bunch of movies I've never heard of before.
Okay. But he wasn't in the third Beverly Hills.
I don't see him in the third. I don't
Okay.
see it here.
Yeah, I don't remember him being in
I
there.
see 2. Yeah.
1,
2
2,
and
and 4.
but not see 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have much to say because that's the only role I know him from, and I enjoyed it. He played the gruffy old cop to Judge Reinhold's, rookie, naive cop. It was great. Actually, everything
Dude
with Judge
just had a
Reinhold is pretty
comfortable
great.
life. Yeah, but this guy, dude, had a comfortable life. He played a bunch of little roles in movies I've never heard of before. He did a few TV shows, and he's just like, just do a few lines here and there, get paid, pay my mortgage, have lunch, have free lunch. Thanks to the crafts table, and then move on with life. Like that's kind of his thing. And he worked up until he died. I mean, Axel F came out this year. So
it's
kept
probably
going.
filmed a year ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We already talked about Chris Christopherson, but he was Blade, or Whistler in Blade. Sorry,
He wasn't Blade.
no, because there's only been one Blade.
He was Blade. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he played Whistler, so Blade's adoptive handler father figure.
Yeah, he's kind of the Alfred to his Bruce Wayne.
That was a much better comparison than whatever the fuck I was trying to do. And then Dame Maggie Smith, who I don't know who the hell she played in Harry Potter or Downton Abbey, because I didn't watch either one of those things.
She has been acting since like the 20s or something. I don't know, maybe whenever black and white. She was in black and white films. She's been acting forever. But
I believe she did an episode of Top Gear back in the day, but before she was christened a dame.
I feel like every British actor to some degree must have done Top Gear. 'cause that was a
You're
huge
probably
show.
not wrong. You're probably not wrong.
But I'm sad. I was sad. I saw the pictures of fans at the different Harry Potter world
Mm.
amusement parks. And as is tradition for any Harry Potter actor who passes away, they raise up their wands in memorial,
Mm.
and everyone raised a bunch of people raised up their wands in memorial to her, and that was really sweet.
That's cool.
So that was fun to see. Yeah.
I mean, like, I may not understand Harry Potter or want to see it, but it's cool that it has a tight knit fandom. I mean, how long ago did that last movie come out? 10 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah, almost 14 years ago.
Okay, I don't know. I was just
14 years
throwing
ago was the
numbers out.
last movie.
So that's cool that the one that there's an amusement park that people still go to,
Yes.
and that there's this tradition that despite it being sad, it's cool that people come together like that. It's not like when
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did it.
I can't think of something in comparison, but like the '66 Batman, like when an actor dies,
yeah.
like does everybody hold up a POW signal, or kapow or boing or something?
No, they didn't. They didn't even get like George Clooney or Val Kilmer or anybody to show up when Batman got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week.
Oh, really?
Like, didn't get any of the. Yeah,
Like
he got
Batman the
he got
character or Adam West?
Yeah. No, Batman West already has his. He has
Oh, okay.
his star, but Batman the character got a star for the 80th anniversary of Batman, which was this past week, actually the week before. It was his 80th anniversary, and no Batman showed up. It was some regular dude dressed up as Batman, like
The guy that's always
nobody,
there
but,
anyway.
like no, yeah. Yeah, no Christian Bale, no Ben Affleck, no nothing. It was just like some random dude. Oh yeah. One of the Hollywood actors, costumed actors was there. It was like, hey man, want to make an extra buck?
Exactly.
Come stand over the star for us.
How much you pay for photography? All right, here's a pile of money. Just stand here.
Here's a $5. Here's a $5 for a photo op. But yeah, it was a little sad. I'm like, they just got one of the actors. They're right there.
What about the kid that was in whatever that WB Batman show that wasn't about Batman? What was that?
Well, first I'll say yes, Pearl. Hello, Pearl. Welcome. Thanks for coming back.
Pearl.
I thought you were going to change your name, but you're not going to change your name after Pearl. She says she was a terrific actress for Maggie Smith. Yeah, she was. She was fantastic. She was great. As for the kid Batman, you mean the one for Batman Beyond?
Nope.
The voice.
There was a show on the
voice
WB. Oh, was it? Was it The Flash? Was it The Flash or Arrow, where they did an episode that had a young Bruce Wayne?
There was a show called Gotham.
That's
that had a
the
young Bruce
show.
Wayne.
That's the show. Did that kid show up?
No, that kid didn't even show.
Okay. I think that show was in. I think that show Gotham was in the Arrowverse, though. I think.
If it was, they didn't use any of the characters in the Arrowverse because that was a Fox show.
Oh, was it? Fuck. Well, no wonder it only
so
lasted 3 episodes.
Yeah, it lasted.
I know.
7 seasons. Or something
I'm
like
just
that.
talking shit.
But yeah, I don't know what happened to that kid.
So no
Good. Yeah, that kid.
Batman showed up to the Batman star, except for the guy that's already there. Anyway.
No, unfortunately, no one in particular. As a matter, I looked up just who did show up, and it looks like it was. Oh, this is weird. All right, this is weird. So, the people who showed up for it were Burt Ward.
Okay.
And
the original Robin.
Paul Dini. Yeah, and Paul Dini.
One of the writers.
One of the writers, comic book writers. So Paul Dini. So those are the 2 celebrities and that's it. Those are the only two celebrities.
Well, I
that
mean,
made it. There was
Burt
Paul
Ward will
Bettany.
show up to anything Batman, anything, just to, I'm Burt Ward.
Oh.
I used to
Yeah,
take.
but it's-
I used to
yeah.
have to take drugs and make my dick smaller to be on TV.
Oh, jeez, is that true? Is that
Yeah,
real?
that's. I mean, I've read it a few times in different sources, so I'm gonna assume that it's true. His junk was too junky to be on TV, so they had to either tucked it or they fucking gave him something that made him like a stack of dimes.
Oh, it's kind of sad where the Batman star is anyway. The Batman star is like next to a bunch of shuttered stores.
Next to Skid Row.
Next to Skid Row. Oh man, show some love to Batman.
No shit. But Jared Leto will get
Oh,
a fucking
well, so
star in, a prominent spot.
Oh well, Jared.
And he'll sign it
30
as the
Seconds to Mars
Joker and shit.
Yeah, he's the Joker and he's 30 Seconds to Mars. I mean,
Yeah.
he's multi-talented.
Yeah, sure.
You're fine, Pearl. You don't have to change it. You're fine. I thought it was funny that you had to change it because you said you're going to change it. But
And you showed up just in time for us to, wrap things up soon.
and to memorialize, some past.
Yes, I don't have a 10 bell count or a 21 gun salute sound effect. So just think about it in your head and do it.
Just use the reggaeton horn.
Hang on. I don't. Hang on. I think
You have
think
one. You've used it. I've heard you use it.
I know, but I also have moved sounds and gotten rid of sounds on here, so I don't know if I still have it or not. I got a cricket. Sad
No,
trombone.
that's sad. No, you can't use cricket. You have to use applause. I use applause. You have applause.
Oh, I do.
Use applause.
Wait, do I still have it? Yes, I do. Hang on. Here we go.
That's for the
All the
Celebration.
fallen people of this weekend. Sad.
I want to say his junk was too junky about people. Let's clarify.
Because that's what I said about Burt Ward's junk.
Oh, too junky.
His junk was too
There's
junky.
just so much there.
Yeah.
They didn't have dancers' belts at the time, so they just let it all hang out.
No. Yeah, just like all the fucking people that dress up as Spider-Man that go to Comic-Con. Look, all you people that do this, most of fucking them.
Most of them, that's true.
Look, guys, there's a thing out there called a dancer's belt. Wear it. Or maybe get a cup. Because the thing that no child or anybody else that's at fucking Comic-Con wants to see is your dick through the fucking the material of the Spider-Man outfit that you're wearing. Please
That's true.
learn how to fucking tape your dick to your leg or your abdomen or get a dancer's belt or a cup.
Yeah. I mean, they get away with it. They're able to do it in the movies. There's a way to do it in real life to hide all that stuff.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it can happen.
Take the time. Take the time.
Get a cod piece. Just put the
Exactly.
cod piece on.
I have a Deadpool bodysuit. I've never worn it as a complete bodysuit. I always wear it with pants or shorts or something because I don't have a dancer's belt. I do have a cup, but a hockey goalie cup would look quite odd under a bodysuit.
It'd be more pronounced.
That's for damn
It'd be
sure.
More noticeable.
Yeah. What are you wearing? A fucking bulletproof vest around your dick? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's exactly
must
what I'm
protect
doing.
it.
Exactly. But I got to make sure the music's on the right page before I hit the wrong button. What else? Do you got anything else, Francis? What else you got?
No, go watch Transformers. I need to talk to you about Transformers 1 next week, so go watch it this time.
I will go watch it this week so we can talk about it next week. Even though everybody will have already talked about it and moved on, we're slow. We'll get around to it.
It it hasn't made that much money. More people need to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Go see it. Let go your G1 biases of past and just go and enjoy a popcorn movie, which I assume is pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Don't go watching Joker A Folie à Deux. Don't watch that.
What? Oh, the new Joker movie?
The Joker's new, A Folie à Deux.
Unless you got a movie called Joker and it has no Batman or no henchman or no Riddler or Catwoman or any of the, or I'd even take, I can't think of his name. But any of that, maybe even a Robin
in it.
A what?
It has Harvey Dent. It has Harvey Dent Two-Face in it. Harvey Dent Two-Face is in the movie.
Is he Two-Face or is he Harvey Dent?
I don't know, actually. I just know he's there.
No. Oh, that's right. We're talking about a movie that hasn't quite come out yet. Yeah, or it just came out. Well, go see it and give your money to them because I won't. I'm not interested in a Joker movie unless it has Batman in it. Sorry. I don't really care about the backstory of why Joker's crazy. Joker's crazy because he's crazy. Period. Moving on. But Francis, where can people find you on the internets if they wanted to do so?
Synergy is my name, and it's AKA the other guy on all social medias. SincereSarcasm.net, and of course, supergeekedup.com. Those are the websites. Go theirs.
I don't know how to spell synergy, much less know what the fuck it meant when I started all of this shit. So everything's all over the place. You could call, text, voicemail, or text into the show. 314-764-7631. Spells out POI Pod 1. There's some synergy there. Kinda. You can email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. Everything else is POI Podcast. Or it's the POI Podcast. I don't know. Just email me. Contact me. Use the phone number we just provided. I'll let you know where you can find your downloadable source of all the things. Us. You can even listen to it on YouTube. There's even a podcast stream of this on the YouTube. Not stream, but version of this. We'll be back next week for more fun and banter and me looking over to see how much time is left in the song. But that's everything. Francis, thanks for putting up with me every week, as you do. We have fun here. Everybody else, we'll see you next week, hopefully, probably. But we'll be back. Bye.